Well, I think Russia is doing this. They have three aims, really. One is to weaken Western democracies. The second is to split the transatlantic community, meaning NATO, the EU, and also the US, apart. And the third aim is to delegitimize the international order, which they see as serving U.S. interests and especially propagating norms of democracy and transparency, which go against Russia's kleptocratic authoritarianism. Now, the reason they want to weaken democracies is because they think that the stronger democracies are, the more influence they have on Russia's borders, but also within Russia. Putin is obsessed with the fear of color revolutions, and he fears that it's not just revolutions in the form of a coup d'etat, it's the norms of democratic governance that will come into Russia and that will undermine his regime.
Do you think such an attack would repeat if the Ukrainian Navy tries again to cross the Kerch Strait?
I would expect, yes, that the Russians would repeat the same sort of operation if the Ukrainian Navy tried to sail ships through again. I think right now the emphasis by both Ukraine and the international community needs to be on imposing costs on Russia and asserting greater presence in the Black Sea. Right now, personally, I would not advise on trying to sail through at this moment because I think it'll be a repeat of the same situation. And right now, the international community needs to demand that those sailors in Matoskaya, Tishina, and Moscow be released and returned to Ukraine. That's the #1 priority right now, or it should be. It's a huge thing not only because it's a violent, aggressive move, but also because the perpetrators are Russian helicopters, the Russian Black Sea Fleet, the Russian FSB with a Russian flag, so it's not little green men. And I think Putin felt emboldened to take this move because he sees that Ukraine is heading into presidential elections, and I think he fears that he's losing control of Ukraine. And so he wants to take every move possible to try to squeeze Ukraine militarily, economically, and then in other ways too. And this is part and parcel of that effort. Well, right now, unfortunately, Ukraine doesn't have the luxury of having a navy that can match Russia's, nor will it frankly ever have a navy that can match Russia's ship for ship or capability for capability. So what Ukraine needs to develop instead is a strong deterrent. Just as the United States provided Javelin missiles to Ukraine because they're mobile systems that are not fixed in one place and easily attacked by the enemy, and they provide an element of surprise, the same thing needs to be done in the maritime domain. So that means if I were advising the United States, the Pentagon right now, the key systems that I would provide are land-based anti-ship missiles to deter a Russian attack, and these have to be mobile. They can't be fixed in one spot. Radars to enable the missiles to find their targets for domain awareness, and then intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance systems to help the radars as well. These need to be provided immediately, and then, over time, Ukraine can develop more naval capabilities.